feel like you have to truly look at actual qualities that are gonna make a good husband.
Yes.
And not just these like superficial things.
First of all, when you're on a first date, you're supposed to put your best foot forward.
Right.
If that's your best foot that you can show,
Say I want a man to look like that specifically means you could be missing out on so many other guys who could be good for you because you're only looking at one thing. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. You are tuned in with Cindy and my sister Tiffany. So today we're gonna be doing a collaboration on the Cheesecake Factory debacle. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, there is a interesting video that we're both gonna watch real quick and show you guys, but we're gonna do a little conversation about it. We're both married women. My sister's been married for 12 years now. I've been married for 3, and so we're gonna literally talk about our opinions on the matter, how it is for us as married women. Hopefully this can be some entertainment, if not just literally a conversation between the both of us. So also, if you guys wanna see the other points on her channel, go subscribe. It is tiffofili Porter. And we will have some more points on her channel. For those of you who don't know, this video has been out for about a month, but this is about a woman who's discussing her opinion on whether or not a man should take a woman out to the Cheesecake Factory.
we're gonna post it here for you to get a little bit of a snippet of what happened. But basically, this woman said the Cheesecake Factory is beneath her for a first date. We're gonna weigh in, give our opinions as married women, and let's just chat about it.
Yep. And also, this is not us bashing anybody, sharing our opinions and what we think, especially as being married for a few years now. So this is just our opinions.
If you hear my son in the background, y'all, this is real life, mom life.
Yes.
Let's get into this video.
You're recording me?
Yeah. Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant? I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Come on, get up on in the car. Yeah, we're going to talk about it.
So you expect a man to go all out on the first date. Is that right?
I mean, you're supposed to. When you take out a beautiful woman and you're courting her, because I get courted. So you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her.
Went into this date as I expect, with the expectations for myself to keep you safe, you know?
I mean,
And then
Cheesecake Factory.
I, on the other hand, have certain expectations for a girl I go out with on the first date.
So my question is she bring anything to the table? Like, that's my question, because if you guys see in the video, she's like, I can't be seen in here. You can't take somebody like me. It's really just self-centered, in my opinion, and it's really focused on who she is. But it's like, okay, is it really just about your looks? Because we shouldn't, as women, be just focused on what we look like or our status or whatever that is, because, oh, I can't be seen in there. Like, that's not how we should even look at as women. What are your thoughts on that?
I think maybe another point that she was getting towards is if he's financially responsible or has enough money to be able to be a provider. And I think she's looking at the Cheesecake Factory as some false indication that he's not going to be able to provide for her as a future partner, which is just so silly when you think about it. There are rich men who are very stingy with their money, and there are poor men that will treat you like a queen. Like she just really missed the mark with this one.
No, I totally agree. Like, honestly, there's so many things wrong, okay? In my opinion, I think she is really just focused on her. Not about him. It's not about, are you even thinking about him as a person? Like, is he gonna be the man that you can actually date? Can you see him as a dating person? Not just, oh, does he have money? What does he think about where he's taking me? Like, all that stuff. Like, I feel like you have to truly look at actual qualities that are gonna make a good husband.
Yes.
And not just these like superficial things. It seems very superficial to me.
Very superficial, and like I said, the approach was off, and you just missed the mark on this one.
I want to talk about how she was kind of talking to him, like her demeanor, the way she wasn't looking at him. What was that all about? Because my thing is, she was clearly doing it because she wanted to post it for social media, because I mean, it's obvious in that way, right?
Right.
So is that respectful to like be recording somebody as you're like trying to have a conversation with them on this kind of topic?
I agree. Make eye contact, be gracious, be courteous. First of all, when you're on a first date, you're supposed to put your best foot forward.
Right.
If that's your best foot that you can show, then
imagine
how
worse it gets.
Exactly. And honestly, just the way that he approached the situation, the way he handled the situation.
Like, he went into the car and said, okay, let's talk about it. Like, he didn't have to do all that. I'd be like, put your phone down or I'm out. That's what I would have said, to be honest. Because it's just like, what are we doing this for right now? Like, why are we trying to, I don't know. It just seemed a little bit, it just didn't seem respectful. Like, honestly, men, it's a really big thing for men, is respect. I'm a woman trying to date men. I think you should show them, like, hey, I hear about you. Let me look at you in the face. Let me not talk down to you, because it was very demeaning in the way she was talking to him. There's just so many things that, like, we can show as women how we respect a guy. Like you said, on the first date, if you're trying to be respectful, so many different ways to go about it.
Respecting people in relationship, whether that's platonic relationships, romantic relationships, like, just Be respectful.
So in the longer version, is it like a podcast they had together afterwards?
It was an interview
that they got.
His name was Kevin Wesley.
Kevin Wesley. Okay, so go watch this because there's a longer portion on it. But within that, she discussed how she's a 6'1" woman. She's taller, you know, a lot of men don't necessarily always approach her because of her height, but she really liked this guy's confidence and everything, but she wasn't naturally attracted to him because of how he wasn't as tall as her. And I thought that was a bit interesting. And I know a lot of women have this problem with height, and they're always trying to say like, hey, I want somebody who's taller than me, which is fine, but statistically, men who are over 6'1" is like, what, 4 or 5% of men?
Yeah, I believe the statistic is like 14% of men are over 6 feet and like 3% are over 6'2",
yes.
Something like that.
So to say I want a man to look like that specifically means you could be missing out on so many other guys who could be good for you because you're only looking at one thing. And I'm not saying you shouldn't want height. I don't think that was necessarily bad for her to say I want somebody who's taller than me, because I mean that's something you might want. However, don't knock it until you try it. A person that you might want might not look the way you necessarily think, but give it a shot, and honestly, you'd be way more surprised at what you actually do like about them. I'm currently in an interracial marriage right now, and honestly, when I was younger, I didn't know that would be something I would do, and I absolutely love it right now. So absolutely. It's just like you have to try different things out if you're interested in trying to find a spouse.
And I think kind of going to your point about things not always coming in the package that you think they're going to come into. My husband on the University of Michigan ran track, and honestly the football players were the more popular guys. You know what I mean? So a lot of girls were chasing these guys, and like they were like the coveted men on campus, whereas some women wouldn't even look at the track guys or the soccer guys or whatever the case may be, the popularity. And because of that, you might miss out on your blessing.
Yes.
My husband and I met him at 17. I'm 36 right now, and we have been going strong. And imagine if I just never would have given him a chance because he wasn't in the package that I thought initially.
Right. So there's so many people you can be missing out on if you don't like kind of just give it something a shot. And that's kind of what I think we're trying to go with, is like just try it out. And I mean, not saying like you should like lower your standards as a woman, but I'm also not saying that you should have such high expectations that you just won't try to date anybody because they don't match everything that you want.
And kind of segueing into the next point, this conversation of I'm the prize, I'm the prize, I'm the prize, I need to be courted, I need to be... Now, trust me, I am traditional in the sense that I do think a man should pursue a woman if he's interested. But at the same time, I hate the narrative that the woman is the prize and the man is just nothing.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I mean, men are a prize too. In my opinion, men are also a part of the relationship. We shouldn't downplay that because at the end of the day, it's two people in a relationship. So I think, yes, as a woman, you should want to be courted. However, you should be wanting to bring more to the table. You should also have expectations that you should be doing on your part as well. And yeah, I think that helped both of us going into dating because we didn't look at it as if, oh, well, it's just about me, what can I get? But how can I give in this relationship? And who am I and what do I need to work on in myself to make it better?
I think just kind of going to the whole servant's heart that we're kind of told to as Christians to have. I'm here to serve you as your wife. How can I make you better? How can I bring out the best in you? And I expect the same from my spouse. How can he support me? How can he uplift me? And it's a mutually beneficial relationship where we're working at this together. And just as much as I am the prize, because yes, we are confident women. We know what we bring to the table, but my husband is a prize. Your husband is your prize.
Yes,
and we understand that. And I think as a married woman, that needs to be discussed.
It does.
Because a lot of people who are on the dating scene, obviously I haven't been on the dating scene since I've been like 16. So I know it's crazy out there. I get that. But at the same time, I think this narrative of almost like overhyping yourself up, it's like everybody just humble down and let's just figure this out together.
Right, right. And I think it can also translate into your marriage too. Like if you have that mindset going into a relationship and you guys do get married, it's gonna be about, oh no, you need to serve me. Like what you doing? Like it's about me and that marriage, and then it's very one-sided. So I think if we can have that balanced mindset in the dating field, it's gonna translate to your overall marriage, which at the end of the day, that's what we're doing, right? We're trying to have a good marriage, which is gonna last for years. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
In the description box below, there is a link to an interview where Kevin Wesley brought both of the men and the woman onto his platform to kind of give their side of the story. And in that conversation, she talks about female empowerment and about confidence and about how a woman needs to be treated. And again, all of that is not lost on us. We agree that a woman should be confident and that a woman should feel empowered and to stand in her femininity and all of that stuff. In fact, I would even teach that to my daughter. However, there's a method and a manner in which you do that first of all can come off really... There's a method and a manner in which you do that where it can come off really brash and aggressive and just off-putting.
I agree. No, I totally agree. And going off of that kind of, it's a little not on the same point, but at the end of the video, she kind of like was shocked that he was trying to take her home because he's like, oh, well, if you're going to be like this, okay, let's go home. I don't think we're for each other. Like, she kind of changed her whole demeanor at the end. And I think if she had just had that from the beginning, like, you wouldn't be in this position. So, like, what did you really expect the outcome to be? Like, did you want him to kind of just go along with whatever you were trying to do? Or what was she expecting is my point.
That man handled that situation like a saint. He was respectful. He was just articulate in what he was trying to convey. And he said, you know what? Based off of what I'm seeing here, our values do not align, and let's just call it quits on this conversation.
The way to handle it. And then she didn't like that. She's like, oh, but like, if you want me to still go in. It's like, okay, if that was how you really felt, then why did we have to do all that? I don't understand.
About 5 steps too late.
Right, exactly. I think it just goes back to approach about how you want things to happen. Like, if you want to convey something, you can communicate it in a way better way. And I don't think that was the way.
I agree. Most women out there want to feel pursued and they want to feel chased and they want to feel special and all of those things. And again, that's not lost on us. We agree. Right. When she was dating, I would tell her, like, sis, make sure he comes correct.
Right.
But in that, I feel like they've kind of overcorrected. And it's like, okay, now I can't go to Cheesecake Factory. I can't go to church. I can't. There's a list. I'm gonna put it here if I can find it.
Like
there's
Chipotle.
A list
it's like
of
the movies.
places that you can't go on the first date.
So where do you go?
So where do you go?
Honestly.
And what is the purpose of this list? Is the purpose to say, again, pursue me, try hard, give effort. Because if that's the purpose, then you're missing the mark.
Absolutely. So definitely go check out that whole podcast because I think it'll give a lot more context into what we're talking about. But yeah, leave your comments below and let us know what you guys think and your opinion on the matter because I think there's a lot of different opinions on this. And I mean, it might be a controversial topic, but regardless, this is what we think.
Again, we are not here to bash Alicia. We are just here to start the conversation and to give some tips to our single ladies out there. Make sure you guys subscribe to Cindy's channel.
And subscribe to Tiffany's channel. We'll have both of our links down below if you want to follow either our platforms on social media or just our channels. And yeah, definitely subscribe, give it a like, and we will see you in another one.
Peace.
Bye.